So heartbreak for the cricket-loving nation of India as Australia reigns supreme in front of the 100,000 fans that were in the stadium. No nation has won more than the six then that the Aussies have now swept up. And the captain, Pat Cummins, lauded what's been an incredible year for Australian cricket.
Yeah, it's been a big year for everyone, but our cricket team's been to here in India, Ashes World Test Championship, and to top it off with this is just huge. And these are the moments that you'll remember for the rest of your life. Every international team comes together. You only get a shot at it every 4 years. Even if you have a 10-year career, you might only get two chances at it. And the whole cricket world stops for this World Cup, so it doesn't get any better.
So, celebrations in Australia after that victory over India. Joining us now for more on this, it's the co-host of the Cricket Unfiltered podcast in Australia, Paul Dennett. Paul, how are you doing?
Morning, Paul.
G'day, Dean. G'day, Natalie. Yeah, I'm great. It's a great evening here in Australia. I'm feeling very tired. I've had no sleep for many weeks now, but it was a great win.
It was a great win, a 6-wicket victory in the end for Australia. And what was interesting, we were talking about it yesterday when I was on air with Tony Cascarino and speaking to those in the know, looking ahead to the final. And many were saying, it's going to be crucial who wins the toss. And if you win the toss, you're probably going to bat first and pile on the runs. That didn't happen. Australia won the toss, decided to field first. Were you slightly surprised at that? Were you thinking, hello, what's going on here?
I think all of Australia was surprised that we had an enormous TV viewing audience, actually. It was really gratifying to see. And I think it was the brave decision. I remember thinking, this is it's the sort of decision, if it goes wrong, then you've created a rod for your own back to be criticised. If you win the toss and bat and you lose, no one commentates about it. But Nasser Hussain won the toss and sent Australia in about 25 years ago, and people still talk about it to this very day. But it was actually the smart thing. And Australian cricket captains tend not to necessarily be all that intellectual. They're a bit more like, we smashed the ball with old bouncers, but they realised that it was going to get lower and slower, and the infamous dew that has been coming in each night and making the ball wet and making it difficult to grip was what they did. So they held their nerve, but it did get pretty tense. It mightn't have looked it on the scorecard, but there was a point during the second innings where it looked like actually India was going to win. So it was pretty nerve-wracking.
Paul, I watched the whole thing, and I thought, my first thought was India haven't got enough runs, but mainly it was down to Australia's fielding. Unbelievable. Like right from the off, in the first over, I think 3 different players stopped fours, and it carried on from there. I think a lot of them were plus in the field.
For sure. And it's been something that Australia has been priding itself on for a long time. We used to be the worst in the world, and we got this curmudgeonly old Bob Simpson, who used to be a great player, who in the mid-'80s just hit 1,000 catches all day till their hands bled. And it's kind of been a tradition that's gone through the team ever since, that they pride themselves on being the best team in the field. And the selfless thing, it's like you don't get any statistics for fielding. You don't get any credit for it, but they dive hard. They're very athletic. David Warner, who I know is very popular in England, is very, very fit and extremely lucky. He's like a bulldog even in his late 30s. He sometimes trains with rugby league sides here, and he's almost as quick as the 20-year-old rugby league players still. So, a very proud effort from the fielding, for sure.
Yeah, and in terms of Australia's batting, obviously, at one stage they were 47 for 3. It looked as though India were going to comfortably maybe get to the victory that they were looking for. But Travis Head, that century that he put on, 137 off 120 balls, where for you would that stand in terms of World Cup knocks, especially when you consider that he didn't take part in the first 4 games because of a broken hand?
He began the World Cup sitting on his couch in Adelaide. You're right. And the Australian selectors showed great bravery, actually, in picking a squad of 15, knowing that they'd only have 14 available for the beginning. And a lot of people thought that was the wrong thing to do. I would have to say it's the best Australian performance in a World Cup final by a batter for sure. And not to be too arrogant, but there are a few to choose from over the years for Australians. Ricky Ponting himself did it, but I think under those conditions, with a huge crowd and the pitch starting to take some spin, and you're right, when they were 47 for 3, I was thinking, this is going very, very badly. And to not lose another wicket until the game was all but done was better than I could have hoped for.
Yeah. Well, no doubt, and as you've rightly pointed out, there is lots of celebrations still happening in Australia, Paul. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Yeah, well done, Paul.
Yeah, congratulations.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.